All right, before we even start with this, what's the verdict on this stuff, right? Because I'm hearing a bunch of stuff.
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father. Let me be honest. It takes a man to be a...
By the way, just immediately starting with Dear Adonis, crazy. Straight out the gate with it.
Man, your dad is not responsive. I look at him and wish your grandpa would have wore a condom. I'm sorry that you gotta grow up and then stand behind them. Life is hard, I know. The challenges always go beat us home. Sometimes our parents make mistakes that affect us until we grown. And you're a good kid that need good leadership. Let me be your mentor, since your daddy don't teach you shit. Never let a man piss on your leg, son. Either you die right there, or pop that man in the head, son.
It's a nasty bar. It's a nasty bar, dog. The whole Drake got peed on story comes back. Kendrick's not even, I don't know if he's trying to be funny there, but it's funny. Especially with what we get into later in the song. We'll get into it later.
Never fall in the escort business, that's bad religion. Please remember, you could be a bitch even if you got bitches. Never code switch, whether right or wrong. You're a black man, even if it don't benefit your goals. Do some push-ups, get some discipline. Don't cut them corners like your daddy did. Fuck what Ozempic did. Don't pay to play with them Brazilians, get a gym membership. Understand, no throwing rocks and hiding hands, that's law. Don't be ashamed about who you with, that's how he treats your moms. Don't have a kid to hide again, be sure. 5% will comprehend, but 90.
Don't have a kid to hide it. Oh, hold on a second. First off, I do like the body shaming angle here from Kendrick, even though he says it later in the song, which is weird. I don't like when he's like, oh, you're a body shamer. But I like the angle. Like, do some hard work. Don't cut corners like your daddy did, talking about getting his weight up. And it kind of comes back to the Kendrick doing push-ups in the park shit. You know what I'm saying?
5% will comprehend, but 95 is lost. Be proud of who you are. Your strength come from within. A lot of superstars that real, but your daddy ain't one of them. And you nothing like him. You'll carry yourself as king. Can't understand me right now. Just play this when you 18.
It's a cool start to the track, right? He goes at Adonis. Not really, though. He's just like trying to coach him up.
Dear Sandra, your son got some habits. I hope you don't undermine them. Especially with other girls that's hurt inside this climate. You're a woman, so you know how it feels to be in alignment with emotion, hoping a man can see you and not be blinded. Dear Dennis, you gave birth to a master manipulator. Even using you to prove who he is a huge favor. I think you should ask for more paper and more paper and more paper. I'm blaming you for all his gambling addictions, psychopath intuition, the man that liked to play victim. You raised a horrible fucking person. The nerve of you, Dennis. Sandra, sit down. What I'm about to say is heavy. Now listen.
All right, before we get to the heavy shit, he's essentially, okay, you know, Sandra, your son doesn't treat women the right way, and Dennis, he exploits your blackness. Is exactly what he's saying, right? Okay, so Drake's like, yeah, I have a black dad, which makes me black, is what Kendrick's saying. And I guess he pays him in some fashion for that. I don't know. But here we go.
Your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think niggas like him should die. Him and Weinstein should get fucked up in a cell for the rest of their life.
Dude, off rip, he calls Drake Aubrey Weinstein, essentially, dude. Automatically, we've taken it to a whole different level. And he says he should die. Kendrick said in his last track that it wasn't hate, you know what I'm saying? We supposed to be doing this. Now, I guess it's gone further than that because of the kids and the family and everything. But damn. You want him to die? That's the thing with K-Dot. He goes from like, oh, no, it's friendly competition, and I actually am looking out for you, but I hope you're dead.
He hates black women, hypersexualize them with kinks of a nympho fetish. Grew facial hair because he understood being the beard just fit him better. He got...
Again, Kendrick's like unintentionally funny. Man said he grew a beard because it fits him better. Now, again, I have a brother. You guys know this. That's gay. So... I know the terminology around that. So essentially, Kendrick is saying, you know what I mean? You fit that image a little better. All right. That's the second time Kendrick's he's essentially called him gay twice.
Sex offenders on Hovio that he keep on a monthly allowance. A child should never be compromised, and he keeping his child around him. And we gotta raise our daughters knowing there's predators like him lurking. Fuck a rap battle, he should die so all of these women can live with a purpose. I've been in this industry 12 years. I'ma tell y'all one little secret. There's some weird shit going on, and some of these artists be here to police it. They be streamlining victims all inside of their home and calling them tender. Then leak videos of themselves to further push their agendas. To any woman that be playing this music, know that you're playing your sister, or better yet, selling your niece. To the weirdos, not the good ones. Cat Williams, I gave you the truth, so I'ma get mines. The embassy about to get raided too, it's only a matter of time. Hey, LeBron, keep the family away. Hey, Curry, keep the family away. To anybody that embody the love for their kids, keep the family away. They looking at you too, if you standing by him. Keep the family away. I'm looking to shoot through any pervert that lives. Keep the family safe.
So essentially, I'm trying to figure this out, and this is something I was looking at on Twitter. Kendrick doesn't, I mean, maybe he does and I missed it. He doesn't like come out and say that Drake is a pedo, right? Like I don't see that here. I know he says that there are some weird tendencies and he calls him the Weinstein. I'm trying to figure out is he saying that Drake is like harboring those people? He's like, listen, you got offenders on your payroll, right? I think that comes up, or maybe I missed it already. He's saying then the kids are around them. I don't know if he's like saying Drake is the guy doing it, but he's involved with it essentially, right? I don't know if he means keep the kids away from the compound or Drake specifically because of the stuff that y'all were talking about earlier. I'm just trying to figure out, because Kendrick, here's the one thing, Kendrick is very direct about some things, right? Like the thing we're going to talk about with the daughter and the BBL or whatever, but he's not super direct, especially to Drake, about that. And I think it's like he says it in a way that's very vague, and he'll throw a punch in there like, yo, the compound's getting raided. If this is all true and that OVO is legitimately a sex trafficking ring, right? Let's just say if it's all true, and we're going to get back to the track, then motherfucker better go to the police with this shit. He's calling him like New Age Diddy. You better go to the police. We better see some people in cuffs, dude. We better see this raid actually happen. Because if that is true, this ain't made for, like, we don't talk about it as just rap beef.
Dear baby girl, I'm sorry that your father not active inside your world. He don't commit to much but his music, yeah, that's for sure. He a narcissist, misogynist, living inside his songs. Try to destroy families rather than taking care of his own. She'll be teaching you timetables or watching Frozen with you, or at your 11th birthday singing poems with you. Instead he being Turks, paying for sex and popping perks, examples that you don't deserve. I want to tell you that you're loved, you're brave, you're kind. You got a gift to change the world and can change your father's mind. Cause our children is the future, but he lives inside confusion. Money's always been illusion, but that's the life he's used to. His father probably didn't claim him neither. History do repeats itself, sometimes it don't need a reason. But I would like to say it's not your fault that he's hiding another child. Give him grace, this the reason I made Mr. Morale, so our babies like you can cope later. Give you some confidence to go through something, it's hope later. I never want to hear you chasing men cause it's failed behavior. Sitting in the club with sugar daddies for validation. You need to know that love is eternity and trumps all pain. I tell you who your father is, just play this song when it rains. Yes, he's a hit maker, songwriter, superstar, right? And a fucking dead beat that should never say more life.
Woo! Okay, a lot to go through. That was fucking insane. For more than a couple of reasons. One, Kendrick calls back to Mr. Morale, where he is very open about the fact that he hadn't been the greatest dad and stepped out on the wife and, you know, those other, or I guess the fiance, whatever. He says the reason for that is so that his kids could cope. I don't know if that's the reason he made Mr. Morale. I think that's more of him coping to everybody else. The angle here is a good one if, again, it's true. If he has... No, I know. He said the message behind Mr. Morale. I get that, but I don't know if that was the message directly to his kids to be able to cope with the shit he did. I think it was probably himself. If this is true, and Drake comes out on Instagram, you guys probably saw this, and was like, no, actually, I don't have a daughter. What are you saying? I assume that if Drake is going to respond about something like this is my assumption, because this is the way I think. If Kendrick lied about the daughter, in my mind, he lied about everything because else. How do I trust, and Kendrick even says that, we never had a reason to trust you. How do I trust that anything you said is true if you lied about the big hitter at the end of the song? And then the same thing goes for Drake. If Drake says your wife is the girl you beat on, and she slept with your manager and they got a kid, if any of that's not true, then I assume Drake lied about it all.
Dear Hybrid, I know you probably thinking I wanted to crash your party, but truthfully I don't have a hating bone in my body. It's supposed to be a good exhibition within the game, but you fucked up the moment you called out my family's name. Why you had to stoop so low to discredit some decent people? Guess integrity is lost when the metaphors doesn't reach you. And I like to understand cause your house was never a home. 37 but you showing up as a 7-year-old. You got gambling problems, drinking problems, pill popping and spending problems, bad with money, whorehouse, soliciting women problems. Therapy's a lovely start, but I suggest some ayahuasca. Strip the ego from the bottom.
This man said, now again, Kendrick's angle here is I am the better man than you are. I don't gamble. I don't drink. I don't solicit women, which again, solicitation of women is not, I don't think, a crime in its own right. You can disapprove that Drake is living his life by going out and getting women to come back to the compound. But to call it a whorehouse is crazy. Again, it's thematic. He's continuing to go through like you are actually in a whorehouse. But Drake has done this. He said this on his own record. He's like, you're a terrible person. Okay, that's the thing, though. Like, you can call him a terrible person, but to say he's a pedophile and a sex trafficker is a whole other thing. The part where I kind of skipped over, but I want to talk to y'all about, was the part where he was like he said something about Tinder or something, where they get girls to come back to the crib or whatever. Drake has done this, right? He has like said on his tracks, he's like, yeah, what was the song? Something about Chubbs. He was like, find one I like, or Chubbs know what I like. You gonna find me one for the night or something like that. I assume that is happening in a lot of, Chicago Freestyle. I assume that's happening in a lot of Hollywood things. Like people in the industry being like, yo, I like that girl. Can you come and have her talk to me or whatever? I assume that's happening a lot. I don't know that that's exclusive to Drake. Now, where I think Kendrick makes it more sinister is that like they're doing it, I don't know, they're taking these girls and like trafficking them? I'm not saying it's not weird. I'm just saying, like, where does the sex trafficking part come in? Are these girls now being shipped off to somewhere in the Maple Leaf? I'm confused.
That's with you, cause I know that you ain't been through nothing. Crave entitlement, but wanna be like so bad that it's puzzling. No dominance. Let's recap moments when you didn't fit in. No secret handshakes with your friend. No culture cachet to binge. Just disrespecting your mother. Identities on the fence. Don't know which family will love you. The skin that you living in is compromised and personas can't channel your masculine. Even when standing next to a woman, you a body shamer. You go hide them baby mamas.
That was the one I was like, okay, buddy. Like, that comes off to me like some woke ass, like, body shamer. Why do they gotta prove stuff? This ain't a court, it's a rap beef. Because if you're saying things that aren't true, it devalues everything you say, AT. You can't just, if that's the case, then Drake can just come back and be like, Kendrick's a molester, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have an ability to tell the truth. That's what makes the lines hit.
Ain't you embarrassed of them? That's not right. That ain't how mama raised us. Take that mask off. I want to see what's under them achievements. Why believe you? You never gave us nothing to believe in. Cause you lied about religious views. You lied about your surgery. You lied about your accent and your past tense. All is perjury. You lied about your ghostwriters. You lied about your crew members. They all pussy. You lied on them. I know they all got you in them. You lied about your son. You lied.
They all got Jew in them? I don't know if people caught that. That was clean.
They all pussy. You lied on them. I know they all got you in them. You lied about your son. You lied about your daughter, huh? You lied about them other kids that's out there hoping that you come. You lied about the only artist that can offer you some help. Fuck a rap battle. This a long life battle with yourself.
Woo! This man said you got more of them out there. All right, dude. So at the end of this, where do I stand? It's so hard, no Diddy, to figure out what is truth and what is lies here, right? Beefs shouldn't have to be determined this way. I get that, but it's where we're at. You know what I'm saying?